So what's going on, guys? Thank you for tuning in to today's farm vlog. I'm really excited because Lamar from Welsh Mountain Apiaries just stopped by and he ended up dropping off 2 Italian queens. The first year we kept bees, we had an amazing honey production. However, come late season, when I went to go harvest, I noticed that the bees, didn't have great activity. Now, on my fault, I did not check on them as frequently as you're supposed to. So when I went in, there was absolutely no honey and very little bees. Come to find out, they swarmed and they ended up taking the honey with them. Now, the second year we kept bees, it was pretty much the same story. I did keep my eye on them a little bit more. I was really diligent regarding that. Pretty much the same deal. They ended up swarming and they ended up taking the honey with them as well. Now, this happened, however, very early in the season, and with everything that we had going on, we recently had a new baby, I pretty much put an end to the bees for that year. Now this year, I really wanted to hone in on the skill of beekeeping. Up until this point, and pretty much still, I pretty much call myself a bee releaser. I get bees and I release them. I mean, they have not stuck around, and I really wanted to keep bees. The reason why I want to hone in on the skill of beekeeping and having bees on the property isn't just because of the delicious crop of honey. The concept of having them here as pollinators and having them be a silent employee, helping the garden grow, helping our fruit trees grow, is amazing. Being able to say that we have workers, every day checking in on our crops is pretty cool, and the bonus is the honey. So like I said, Lamar just dropped off 2 mated queens, and these ones are Italians. We ended up starting the year with Russian hybrid bees, and we ended up switching back to Italian. Italian bees are a lot more gentle. The Russian bees, as soon as I got them, they were angry. They did not like me. I've had a very bad history this year of getting stung. And as you guys know, in previous videos, my eye completely swelled up. I got stung right on the eyelid, and it looked like I got hit by a baseball. I never had a reaction before like that. I've gotten stung plenty of times. I'm definitely not allergic. It was definitely the area that I got stung, that sensitive skin, very elastic, and just the swollen kind of, really amplified. All I'm gonna do is simply take the lids off and put them in. For the hive, all I'm gonna do is pinch 2 frames together, holding that cage in. And when it comes to the nuke, I'm simply just gonna lay the queen right on top of those frames. For those of you that aren't familiar with queen cages, this is simply a plastic cage, and it has the queen in it and a few worker bees from its original hive. And what it has is a little candy cork in there, and our worker bees currently will eat that candy, releasing the queen. Now, this gives the hive, or the colony, time to adapt to this queen, allow the queen to release some pheromones, and that way the queen is accepted by the rest of the worker bees. All right, so like I said, this is going to be very easy for the nuke. What I'm going to do is just pop this lid off, and basically I'm just going to put her right in here at the top, like Lamar said. And as you see, just gonna lay right there, and the bees will end up eating that candy. Now look at this, you already have the bees, the current worker bees, checking it out, looking at the queen. I'm sure there's pheromones being released, and they're not being aggressive. However, I bet that will change because it's a new queen. They don't know what's going on. and they're gonna end up starting eating this candy. So let's close this lid. We're gonna end up closing that lid and hope and pray. We're gonna be praying, that's for sure. Let's pop this open. It's still early in the morning, so most of the bees are still in the hive. Like that, there you go. So all I'm gonna simply do oh man, as soon as I put her in here, look at that. They are really going after the cage right now. They just covered it completely. So what is going on? They think there's an intruder queen coming to take the hive, but little they know, they don't have a queen. And so they instantly covered this cage up. I mean, look at that. They absolutely swarmed her and checking her out. They're definitely kind of look aggressive right now, trying to attack the cage. One thing that I've read and Lamar also said is once the queen is adapted, or I mean the other worker queens are adapted to her, they won't be as aggressive to the cage if they haven't eaten that candy out yet. Let's get this lid back on. So the queens are in, and it's gonna take about 3 to 5 days for them to be eaten out of their cage, and they'll go right to work, right to laying eggs. These have been mated, so we don't have to wait for a mating flight or anything like that. We're gonna start seeing results right away, and you know that's amazing. Right now we're in peak honey flow right now. And it's not too late. It's not too late to get some honey at the end of the year and potentially sooner. So I'm really looking forward to that. Like I said, it's not just about the honey, it's about pollinating and allowing plants to have their full potential of growth and crops. One thing that I have started and I have been planning is a sanctuary for these bees. We have our bees in the corner of our property, and I ended up planting some beneficial plants, some black-eyed Susans, some bee balm. I ended up planting some sage and some thyme. I want to start bringing in beneficial plants for these bees. I mean, yeah, I know they're going to travel, and they travel pretty far ways. However, I want this area to be a sanctuary for them. So we're going to end up fixing our platform as well. I want to get them off the ground, off the potential of getting ants and stuff like that. So this area is definitely a work in progress. I mean, bees in general for me is a work in progress. I'm really excited to see in a few days going into the hive and potentially seeing new eggs laid, some larvae, and growth of this hive, man. I just like, man, bees have been such a struggle. And like Lamar said the other day, they're cool, they're very unique. However, they can definitely be frustrating. And you know, I'm feeling that. The bees are in, the queens are in, I mean. I hope they are accepted and not,
when will you know?
3 to 5 days, they should be out of their cages, and they'll go right to laying eggs because they're already been mated, so.
Cool.
So that's cool. So
That's nice of Lamar to come over.
Yeah, he came over. He had a trailer full of bees. He couldn't stick around. He couldn't even pull in our driveway. But yeah, he had a full trailer full of bees. It's amazing. He has hundreds of hives. You know, he sells nukes. He sells honey. Again, check out his website. It's Welsh Mountain Apiary. The website's in the description, and a great family. And if you guys are in the area, I would definitely check him out and check out his honey products. And what are you working on?
We're picking the scapes off the garlic. Wes and I are going through and just picking them with our hands. So if you don't do that, then your garlic bulb won't mature.
Yeah, so for those of you guys that don't know, scapes are potentially the flower of garlic, and if you don't cut them off, you'll produce a flower, however you won't get any garlic bulbs. When you cut off the scape, it makes all the energy go right to the garlic bulb, and that's where you get those big juicy garlics.
It smells so good. And you can eat these. You can fry them up.
Yeah,
Weston will eat them raw, which is good for you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it, but you can just saute these. It's good. Adds good flavor.
Adds real good flavor. Good job, Weston. Taking a bite? Fresh from the garden. This is amazing.
Keep away the vampires. So that's awesome about the bees. This is the winning ticket. This is gonna.
Yeah, this is it.
This is gonna set your bees up for success.
So I was telling everyone the history of bees here on the property. It hasn't been a good one. However, I know through faith that it's gonna work this time. It can be so frustrating. Like, we've done everything that Lamar has suggested, and you know, it is what it is.
The cool thing about all the problems that you've had in the beginning of growing bees, is that if you learn the majority of the mistakes that can happen, or the errors that can happen in the beginning while you only have one hive, then you know what to look for when you grow and you have multiple hives, then you'll already know what to look for, and you'll be better off in the future. I say that about gardening. Like, we made so many mistakes the first year, but I'm glad we made them the first year, so that we're not making them, like,
over and over again.
3.
That's for sure.
I mean, there's always things to learn, but this way we can kind of like know what to prepare for, know what to stop when we first see it.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing too, is always keeping an eye on it. I know, life is life. Life gets busy. It doesn't take that long to just take a peek and just to notice any changes, especially with the garden. If like weeds come up, just being on top of it and knowing that your hard work is going to pay off at the end. Should pick some of those weeds right there, man. These are weeds, huh?
Get it?
Busy. Yeah.
Blueberries.
Yeah. Nice. Blueberries are growing. Give you guys a quick update on the blueberries. So we had some type of disease, blueberry disease. I'm not too sure what it is. And it pretty much wiped out every single plant except for this big one right here. This is the 3rd year of these blueberries, and
but the big plant has no berries.
Yeah, has no blueberries. And look at all these little ones right here. Look at that. Blueberries. So what I ended up doing is I ended up caging them all off, putting some acidic fertilizer in them, and they're starting to bounce back. They originally looked like this, just sticks. I think this one is actually pretty much dead. It's pretty dry. And right now they're flourishing. We got some leaves, we actually got blueberries, and this was the only one that has survived or has been growing the entire 3 years that we had it. And there's nothing on it though.
Well, there's baby lanternflies on it. Wes, if I fill up a bottle with neem oil, will you spray it? I'm gonna go get some neem oil.
Let me try to zoom in. These little black guys.
Baby lanternflies don't have their wings yet. They just jumped.
Yeah, right there. Those are baby spotted lanternflies, and I don't know where you guys are at throughout the country. However, in Pennsylvania, they are all over the trees around here, and they attack it. They have their tongue is like a drill in a straw, and they drill into the bark and pretty much suck the life out of trees. Right now, I haven't seen any significant damage out back in our woods. However, I've heard other farmers and just people around here that their crops last year got destroyed. And there's a lot of back and forth research where they're not doing anything or they are doing something. So it really, I guess, depends on your area. And we'll have to see when it comes further in the summer whether there's any damage out there. I haven't found any dead trees. So, so in that case, we haven't seen any significant problems. However, I don't know if you're familiar with the stink bug. They're almost like, something like that. They're everywhere, and it's definitely a pain. because they're all over your stuff. So the long-term effect, you know, I really don't have an answer to that. They were, you know, I think they were pretty much snuck over here from China, and I don't know if the snuck is the right word. They're probably, you know, on some type of product or some shipping boat or whatever. And so they ended up, I think they started out in the docks of Philly, and they ended up, you know, just spreading across Pennsylvania. And I'm not too sure, I'm not too familiar with the history on it on the United States. I don't even know if where you're at, you guys even have them. Oh, dang it. Dang, man, I ripped my pants. That's a bummer. So from a past video, you guys saw that Lloyd ended up getting out and destroying our fruit trees. Right now, yeah, that is just dry wood. So that's a disappointment. However, one bright side is we have a bunch of these sprouts growing from the bottom. And what I'm gonna end up doing is cutting some off and rerooting them. And I'm gonna end up planting those throughout the property. And that's pretty cool because there's a lot. And they're free. I don't gotta buy new fruit trees. The best time to plant a fruit tree is 10 years ago. The second time is right now. And that's what we're gonna end up doing because there's a lot of sprouts on these apple trees, and also our peach tree near the bees has, you know, probably a good 10 of them. So that's 10 potential trees right there. And we'll end up planting them everywhere. I really want to get the goats into the woods, and like I said before, have that be an edible forest. I mean, just to go up there and hang out, grab some fruit, not just for us, however for animals. We could run pigs out there. They'll collect all the dropped fruit and nuts, and yeah, we'll give them feed. However, it'll just be like a little snack for them. I just ended up picking some beets. They ended up bolting on me. Even though we've had, you know, these huge rainstorms, it's been hot. So a lot of stuff is bolting. We had some spinach bolt on us. I just ended up picking these, getting rid of them. Hey, hon, I ripped my pants. Man, I can't keep anything nice. I know. Caught it on a cage of one of the blueberry bushes. So, gotta get some more. Well, hey guys, thank you for tuning in this video, and a special thanks to Lamar for helping out with the bees.
Yeah, don't forget to leave some comments and hit that subscribe button and the bell, and we'll see you on the next video.